everyone, welcome to another installment of Motivating Monday. For today's session, we have been assigned the segment on theme of encouragement or motivation. And for this short video, we'll be talking about hymn 272 from the hymn book Praise for the Lord. I have decided to follow Jesus. So without further ado, let's first examine the lyrics from this hymn. In the first stanza, it reads, I have decided to follow Jesus, no turning back. And in the second stanza, though none go with me, I still will follow, no turning back. And in the third and last stanza, my cross I'll carry till I see Jesus, no turning back, I'll follow him. And so the learning points from this short hymn in that sense are quite a few. First, let's consider the weight of the lyrics because they are simple yet powerful. I remember very clearly in my head when I baptized my wife. This was the hymn that was sang right after she rose from the watery grave. And upon completion of the hymn being sung, my cousin, a member also from the Subang Church of Christ, commented to me in a simple way. She said, these lyrics are so simple, but yet there's so much weight to them, and it means so much. No turning back. And indeed, when we examine the lyrics of this hymn, stanza 1 reminds us that we are to follow Jesus without turning back. And to do so, we have to do it regardless of external circumstances, referencing stanza 2. And last but not least, in doing so, we carry our cross daily, stanza 3. And so I think a natural question that comes to mind that we want to answer today as well, to appreciate these lyrics, is what does it mean to carry our cross? So let's look to the Bible, where Matthew chapter 16, verse 24 reads, Then said Jesus unto his disciples, If any man will come after me, let him deny himself, and take up his cross and follow me. The context of the cross was an instrument of death, something quite different today, where it's related to something religious or spiritual. Instead, it was meant clearly for execution back in the day. And so Jesus is telling us, right, we are to walk the death road, and it is a one-way trip to follow him. And denying ourselves comes hand in hand with taking up our cross. We cannot save ourselves and have to surrender ourselves to Jesus, determining to obey his entire will. But let's look also to the next two verses, verses 25 to 26. It reads, For whosoever will save his life shall lose it, and whosoever will lose his life for my sake shall find it. For what is a man profited if he shall gain the whole world and lose his own soul? Or what shall a man give in exchange for his soul? Indeed, we cannot gain eternal life without first dying to ourselves. So the call to take up our cross is tough, but the reward that comes with it is priceless. And nothing in this world is worth passing up eternal life. That is what Jesus is telling us. And we can also be encouraged to remember that Jesus himself bore a cross, leading the way as an example when he told us to do this. And so for reflection, when we consider the lyrics and the context of our discussion this morning, are we willing to follow Jesus if it means losing our closest friends, if it means losing our social standing, if it means losing our job, or even losing our life? Being willing doesn't necessarily mean that it will happen to you or me, but having made the decision to follow him, we have to be willing to suffer loss. And that is where the beauty lies in no turning back. We have determined to follow his entire will revealed to us. And so to close off, when we look at the lyrics, when we sing this hymn, let us also be reminded of the power of repetition. I believe that the words are not repeated for no meaning. In fact, in all stanzas of this hymn, we see that the first phrase is repeated 3 times. I have decided to follow Jesus. And no turning back will be repeated twice. So you see that there is an important reminder in the use of the power of repetition for all of us on the path who have chosen to follow Jesus. It is a reminder to all of us. Truly, there is no turning back, and this is a commitment that we have made to Him. So let us stay focused on our ultimate goal in heaven as we prepare for eternal life with Him. As solemn as the lyrics seem, I also believe that it is an encouragement for all of us here today that there is no loss that will be greater than our reward in heaven. And furthermore, let us work hand in hand as we move towards our heavenly home and final goal together. Thank you for listening, and I hope that you benefited from this sharing.